Hello, Stephanie. James here. Just thought I'd take an opportunity to talk to you a little bit about Week Five's Assignment 2, and that is the draft for the final drawing. Um, Looking at what you've got here, I can definitely see that you've made some improvements as far as your figure drawing is concerned. I think if you looked at this as opposed to stuff you did in like Week 2, you'd notice that there's a big difference just in the quality of the drawing. The hands in particular are nicely rendered. Um, as far as any suggestions I might have for this particular drawing, I would say that I can see where you have white media on the figure. It could be that the paper is a little bit light. Um, and if you wanted to maybe for next week try to go with something that's a little darker, like that craft paper I had suggested, you might try that. Or what you can do is push the darker values even further. Because right now, your shading is sort of staying stuck in the middle tones. And so it's not really making the lighter media pop as much. So I would suggest that you try to, try to get a stronger light source and really push core shadows and get it more into shading. I think that's going to be a big help for you. Also, um, there is some suggestion of a prop. I think this is a rug, but it's not. There's nothing going on with it. It's not shaded. It's not. It doesn't look like it's part of the same drawing as the figure. So for next week, I want you to concentrate more on creating an environment for your figure to be in. Now, when we get to the figure, proportionally, there's a lot of stuff that's going on that works pretty well. I think the whole upper body and the arms are very successful. Where you run into a little bit of a problem is that in the lower half of the body, you have a pelvis that's very, very low. The pelvis should be like right around here. So you should start having a line of the buttocks going like around through here. And that's going to make your torso look shorter. I don't think there's really anything wrong with the torso. I just think that the pelvis is so low that it's making the torso look long. Also, take a second look at the calves. They're looking kind of skinny. You might, since I'm not there and I don't have the reference image to go by, I can only give you my best guess. But I really think that the calves need to be a little bit thicker, and probably the foot needs to be a little bit better defined. So, as I mentioned before, I think things are going well in the upper half of the body, but I'd like for you to pay a little bit closer attention to what's going on with the lower half of the body proportionally. Also, let's see what's going on with the hair. It's looking a little indistinct, but I like what's going on with the face. The facial features, the expression's nice, and the facial features look proportional. So let's play around with some shading under the chin, in the hair, around the torso, the arms, legs, that sort of thing. Put a little shadow. The body casts a shadow, so put a shadow in the environment as well. Work on that some more. And I think that if you take care of those things, and they're not huge deals, you should have a pretty good drawing on your hands. Okay?